Okay, same issue. I have disconnected from one network and changed to the other. So what is this? It's a little bit blurry, but I can see for the first three questions, please use the following link. It is the boot camp that they have given you access to. So you have to do this.
Yeah.
What
I
is
don't
the
know
first
why you
question
can't
based?
see my screen. I'm so confused on that. Like nobody else had problems today seeing my screen. Can you see it now?
Yes, a little bit better, but there is some issue. Maybe it's at my end because in our country there is from some days we have some
Okay,
internet
these
problem.
these things are actually kind of blurry, to be honest with you, even on my screen. These order details, those writings are kind of blurry. So let me.
Okay, this screenshot is a little bit blurry now. The other thing is you are saying that these are good.
Here.
Oh, there is some problem when you like be move between the tabs. Then there is some problem. I think there is some delay or latency maybe because when it become clear, you move to the other
Can you see it now? Here. I have an idea. That's not gonna make any sense. I have to be able to share a screen with you and move between tabs because I can't just use one.
If you have done the exercises, now this is the questions. This is the knowledge check.
Yes, yes, yes. We have to do this in SQL in the environment that they gave, the same one that you gave me before, the W3 school thing. So can you walk me through how to do this?
Okay, based on the database, look, we find the product name and supplier ID of the product that has the following ID is equal to 716.
The database is here, the same ones that you.
Is what are the options for first question?
Hold on. See, I can't just share this link with you either because you have to log in using my
Hmm.
Microsoft account and it won't let you log in because I am using a virtual desktop. That's the only way you can access these items. So I have to just screenshot it to you basically like this. I don't know how else
Rafi, I
to
have an
share them.
idea. Please share the like in the morning if you have some time. Because I am for these days for this week I am available anytime. Uh, Other than those sleeping
Okay,
hours.
I
I
can't keep doing that. So, Abdul, I don't have that much time. You're available, but I'm not available. So whatever time we have, let's just utilize it and get it done.
but it is go down because it is so there are three options. I think one is pave law and null and SQL. And what are these options? I can't understand these because they have given you a diagram of different uh, tables where they have those links. If you see over here, like suppliers and product, I have this. I have this one. Okay.
Confusing to you about this. Even I'm understanding what they're asking me. They're asking me to go to these tables, pull up those tables in the SQL query, and they're asking a question about the data, and I need to respond to the data by performing the SQL query and tell them the right answer. Like, what's confusing about that to you?
Confusing. What are these options? Like we have to write some SQL query if based on the database we will find the product name and product that has the following ID.
The question is very simple. Based on the database below, find the product name and the supplier ID of the product that has the following ID. 16. Like that's not a hard question in SQL. We have to go and look at the database by searching, performing the query, see which database has the ID of 16 or which product has the ID of 16, and find that product name. I'm sorry, the product name and the supplier which ID, which is 16.
Okay, if you see in the supplier table, we will track this down from here. Supplier ID is in the supplier table. Okay, and what we are looking for, we are looking for product name and supplier ID. Okay, and that product has ID. Okay, supplier ID is in the supplier and product name are in which table? It is product name. It is the second table, product table. Okay, both are linked with uh through I think supplier ID.
Okay.
Oh, okay, and we have to okay select go to the query and write some query in the product table. Select supplier product name where supplier ID is equals to 16. Let's see what happens. Select
Mhm.
supplier ID. Are you writing somewhere? Let me see.
You can't see my screen right
Select.
now?
Yes, I can see. Select
Okay.
product name.
Asterisk,
No, no, not asterisk. Only product name because we are searching for one table.
like that, product name, or it's all together?
It's all together. P and N are capital. Other, it's a table.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, that
Your
here.
product name.
Okay, so we can just look at this right here.
Yes,
Pavlova is the answer.
exactly. But a minute, Rafi, please.
Product ID is 7. Should be. Supplier ID, I mean. Product ID should be 16. Supplier ID. Product ID should be 16. 7. Based on the database below, find the average price for category 5. Remember to use group by.
Sorry, Rafi. The second question is based on the database. Please find the average price for category 5. Remember to group by average price for category 5. So write a query. We will be having average of price. So where is price? Price is in which table?
It'll be under
Price
categories,
is
right?
in the products.
Why is everything so slow? Can you give me a second? I think I have to restart the computer.
Okay, I will do
So
that.
slow, bad, so bad. But my internet here is terrible also. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So question 2, what do you think we should do?
Rafi is asking like we have to find the based on find the average price. So select average of price from product and group by price, group by remember to use group. So we on base average by category, group by category. So we will write this one.
Okay. What are we writing? Tell me the query.
Select
Mm-hmm.
average of no average of means that you will be writing average and then bracket parenthesis start average. Yes, parenthesis. In parentheses, you will write
Like that?
AVG only. No, AVG. Average means this. Or if it write select category, writes some select category, select then category. CATE category. Yes, category. After
Okay.
category, put comma. Okay, now average. Okay, average, and in the parentheses you write price. Average of price from product.
Shouldn't it be categories?
Uh, See the table name. What is it? Uh, no, not this category. In the product table, you have those category. In the product table,
Should I control click
yes,
and open it in a new tab?
yes, you can open this. You will see you have price over there.
Delete the whole query.
Okay, so have you seen here? Like you will need price, okay, and price by category ID. So you let me these are the tables, the price and the category. We will be playing with this one. So select instead of this hash, you will write category ID. Okay, this is comma average of price from product.
Products.
Yes, products, this table name, this table name. Group by category ID. No, in space, in group by, okay, category ID.
Like
Run.
that.
Yes,
Okay, let me now
run this.
understand what we're querying. Based on the database below, find the average price for category 5. Tip is to remember to use group by. Find the average price for category 5. So
Category
to
5 is
run it.
where it is in the category ID.
So we're selecting the category ID column from, and then we're doing the average price of that whole column from the products table, and we're grouping it
Yes.
by category ID.
Yes.
What does group by mean again?
Group by will summarize that thing. It will perform this action, like it will average the price and it will group based on this category ID. No category ID are unique. As you see in the 5, you have this one. So you can also write over here average price as price, because here you see table name is not. So you can write it as price. Then it will the header name will be written as price.
Okay, but that doesn't answer the question that I'm asking, which is like, what does group by mean? What does that do?
Group by is calculating against this ID, against it is grouping every price against these three, is grouping that, I think. Sorry, 1 minute, please.
So can you explain it some other way? I'm not understanding your explanation.
Team group by is like it uh, groups everything, like if category 5 is distributed multiple times over the over a data field, okay, as you see now it will tell you.
Explain to me like a complete beginner. I have no background in SQL.
So if you see laptop is duplicating, so when you will group both laptop will it will add some or whichever you want, like if you want to get the average of, as we are seeing in our example, if you want the average of these two things and you are grouping on laptop, on product, on this product, then it will group like only laptop once and phone one, phone the other, and it will group these values, these sales, on that basis. Which function you want, like you want average of them, you want some of them, you want minimum of them, okay. So the same query, as you see, is
Understand.
global.
Group by is a clause that's basically what it's doing is it's taking any repeating values that are the same and grouping that
Yes,
together into one value and
exactly.
taking the amount of the value, and you can do any type of calculation with that. You can take the average of it, you can take the mean, median, mode, range, etc.
Exactly.
But it's simply grouping um, IDs that are exactly the same.
Yes, here it is repeating these products, but if in our case we have IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, so it is grouping those IDs 1 to 5, and it is
Right.
averaging the which we are in. So if you see that query over written over here, you can write as to give this column name that this is the average of price. So average of price as average price. Okay, other query is good. And this is the answer for 5, it is 20.25.
Okay, so what was this category ID before I did this? Let me see. So each one of them was unique. So what did we group exactly?
Go to the product table, you will see there are 77 records, and now you see how many records are there. You have only 7 records because only 7 IDs are repeating. So you see product ID is repeating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down 7, 8. It's
Product ID is repeating? No, it's not.
no
Let's go.
on which sorry which ID we grouped. What was that ID? It was category ID. Sorry, it was category ID which we grouped. That is repeating. Okay, so here category ID.
Oh, okay. It took all
Okay,
these
so
ones
category
and twos and grouped them all together.
exactly. So there are
All the
total, I
threes
think,
together,
8.
fives together, sevens together, etc.
8 still 8. There is nothing more than 8. So you will have those 8 records are there.
And then it took the average price. So it added them all up, divided by the number of items.
Yes,
If one had 5 things in it, let's just say 5 numbers, it took the 5 numbers, added them together, divided by 5, and gave you this number.
exactly.
Got it. So the question was asking me, based on the database below, find the average price for category 5.
Go down, see 22.5 is the answer, I think.
Hold on, one second. Average price for category 5. Select category ID, average price. From products, group by category ID. $20.25.
We
This one.
use 3. Yes, okay. Yes, third one.
Based on the database below, find the category name for category ID equals 7.
So from which table we will get this? Can you guess? From the diagram, Rafi? Which table
Categories.
exactly? So go to the categories, select all from categories, and you will see against that you will have those. Because each this is the table where this information is.
Produce. This is so slow. I freaking hate using this virtual machine.
Yes, maybe it is creating problem.
Yeah, I need to go to my house here in the morning and I'll have better internet there. I'm in my parents' house right now and it's literally 15 megs of speed here. It's terrible.
Hmm.
What function can we use to return the current fiscal week?
This is, I think, related to your those the PPT. They have is two services in one.
Is this correct?
Check, ask ChatGPT as well. Maybe I think this is the correct. But see if what that say. Oh yes.
What
What
construct is used to reference a table in a SQL query? Hold on, don't tell me.
you know this one?
Hold on.
Do you remember that gcs.dbo.gss?
This one? No, no, no.
No.
GBO.gss. So DBO is the database, right?
No, DBO was the .gss. So DBO was the schema, but it is not asking for the schema. It is asking for references data table. So table you need only table dot database. That's it. Like DB, like dot GSS was name of that table, and the capital GSS was the database
So
name.
if I'm writing a SQL query for this, what would the SQL query look like? Select product select category from name of database.
Yes, name of table.
Okay, how would I
Actually,
write this SQL query?
Rafi, no, Rafi. Actually, it is asking as you see over here, reference a data table. Okay, so you are like looking for when we write some query, we write the first of all that column or that field. Okay, so that is like product, then dot some other product from like then there is table name, and at the end there is database name. As you see, we when we were uh, referring to that .gss. So gss says small was table name. That was the table that we were referring, and gss was its dataset. Dataset. Okay. When we have multiple data sets in the SQL, then we write this thing. And from this, we writing what DBO. DBO was the schema. Okay, that was in the SQL like DBO. Okay. And when we will be referring that this table, so we write this thing dbo.gss.gss. So here if you see, we don't want row. Similarly, for table, we don't want column as well.
So
I
whichever is
think
the thing
this
that we're
one.
looking for would be the last thing. So table will be the
Sorry,
last.
the last thing is data set and then table. As we from this table, if we want from GCS, we will write select. Okay, select product. That will be column in this GCM from, and this is the database. This is the reference dbo.gss.gsm. And let me send you an example which we have done.
You're showing me something?
Yes, I sent you something. If you see, so it was gss.dbo.gss. So this is the table name and the data set. In this query, if you see over here, we refer this thing .gss.dbo.gss. Okay, so this is how we refer to that table plus.
Okay, that's very confusing because GSS is the name of two different things in that query.
Yes, it is confusing because GSS is also name of that table and GS is also name of that database.
Okay, well that's not a good example to learn, right?
Exactly, but if this last one is database and this is table. If
Mhm.
you remember, we like if we have to write something that we refer to, then we give dot by dot. Then if like first we have that column, then we have that table, and then at last we have that one of
Mhm.
your database.
Mhm.
And you can also compare all of examples. First two examples are not correct, seem not correct because we never use to get to the table. We don't use like no, dot row or dot column because dot column will not give anything to us. So first two choices are wrong. Third one is okay, and fourth one is also wrong. If you see that one, ask ChatGPT for this question again.
Do you think it's the table.dataset?
Exactly. What's in your mind?
I have no idea.
So if you see, used to reference a data table. So if you want to reference a data table, then you will obviously you need that table dot that data set. That's it. Not the project dot data set dot table because table not come at the end. Data set come at the end. This is the correct. Sorry.
Okay, let me see.
Hmm. It is saying the fourth one. I don't know when
Because
what
in
comes
Google
first.
Google BigQuery, everything is a project. Underneath projects are datasets, and underneath datasets are tables.
So go to
Oh, it's not gonna let me.
Yes, Ravi, you are right. I have just opened those slides. They have used this thing. Hmm.
So if we go here, I believe this is the maybe the project right here. Yeah, that's my project. So if I enter that project, inside of this is the data set, right? Inside of that would be my data set, which are these, for example. You see? Can you see this?
Yes, yes, I can see.
And inside of this data set, I have my tables somewhere in here. Which one is the table and how can I see that? That I don't know. Maybe I don't have access to that table. Because I don't have access to this data set, probably. See?
Hmm.
Speaking of which, I need to take a screenshot of this and send this. Okay, so we know it's this one. I think it makes sense, right? That inside of
Yes.
nested would be tables, data
Hmm.
tables. BigQuery is optimized for reading terabytes and petabytes of data. How can BigQuery read and handle large amounts of data? BigQuery is a columnar store, so it only read the relevant columns. BigQuery condenses data so that it can be read in the first pass. BigQuery storage and knowledge service operate independently. BigQuery is optimized to read rows of data, which are easier to process than columns. I think it's this one.
I think there was it do something in parallel.
I think it's this one. Let me check. Do you know?
No, I just seen one of this that it is fast because it do things in parallel, and maybe the third one.
Okay. I don't know if ChatGPT is right, but let's go with it.
Takes care of underlying a big query process data possible. fully managed?
I think it's A. Do you know the answer?
No. Okay.
I don't know. We have to guess on this one.
7 product views. Yes.
Um,
Have you done this hands-on lab?
no. Let's just guess this.
Where this hands-on lab is?
We
In
have to
that
do it from here.
PPT?
Yes. I have to sit down and do all this with you soon to learn all this stuff. What is the best SQL according
Okay, what is the best is
practices shared
the
most
best
project?
is- Okay, again, it is not visible. Can you share the screenshot?
Yeah.
So there is a one. Let me see. What is the difference between 1, 2, and 3 option? So it is just difference of table and field. I mean, so how you write those things? Um,
It's this one because it's recommending to start new lines with commas.
exactly. So the second option,
It would be 3. This one starts with
yes, in
commas.
style. If you see star line, commas, option 3. What is first option? Oh, I think ChatGPT was wrong somewhere as well.
Own storage service. Hmm.
Okay, for this ChatGPT was okay. Okay, for this one, like which was the first
Five,
one?
seven, eight. Where is the other business?
This was 2 points where you have to guess that we have made the guess, so there 2 points were lost.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
only two question wrong.
So
One
we only
was
got
with
one wrong because the other one is just a wild guess.
yes. This one was wrong.
The
Its
reason
own story.
it's more efficient is because it doesn't have to
It has its own storage service
load
because
its
it
own database. You don't have to load the database and search through it in Google BigQuery and the cloud at once. The Google BigQuery can simply just tap into the other database and give you the answers you're looking for. It doesn't have to load all that data in its own service.
as BigQuery deals with the uh, Google database. That is why it has its own storage and it has its own query as well. In SQL, we have different databases. We deal with, as you said, that we
Oh,
have
it's the exact opposite of what I'm saying, actually. Okay, okay, okay. It's the best, it's the most efficient when you're storing the data in it also,
yes, yes.
which is
What
the
I'm
opposite of what I was
get
saying. Okay, makes sense. Right. If you store the thing in Google Cloud and you use BigQuery, that's the best, that's when it's the most efficient.
exactly. That is why it is data contained where its own storage service.
Right. And then let's continue tomorrow.
Okay, okay. I
Okay,
will
man.
see this big.
Yeah, if I have time during the day, I'll message you.
Okay.
Please heavily
See.
start studying Okta, the next certification, Okta developer. What does that entail? And very, very heavily study what are the Google Cloud certifications? Which one do I need? And how can I get it? And study Google Cloud and Google BigQuery.
Okay. For Google BigQuery, let's see. I
Okay.
will. Okay.
Research and tell me what are the certifications that's the most helpful for me given what I'm doing currently.
Okay. For this, regarding this BigQuery.
Yes, considering that I'm
Okay.
doing data migration project. Yeah.
Okay. I will search for it.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.